Hi friends, it's Stephanie with Steph's on a Budget, and you guessed it, it's time to do another budget with me. It's Wednesday, the last day of May. We get paid this Friday, June 2nd, when my daughter will be turning 20. Oh, I'll officially have two kids in their 20s and still my two little babies, I guess, at home. So I'm super excited for her. It'll be a fun weekend for sure. But yeah, let's jump in and see what our first budget of June is going to be looking like. June for us is technically what some of you out there will call a magic month. We do get paid 3 times this month, though the way my budget works out, I won't count the last pay of June as technically June. But you guys have heard me talk about that a ton of times, where I don't budget the 1st through the 31st because I don't get paid that way. I move my budget around to suit my months. So I did do a little rearranging in my budget binder. I moved the last, gosh, you guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 months left in this year's budget binder, which is crazy. So I moved them to the front just because as a left-hander, it was getting hard to write in the binder. I was having to take everything out. So this will help me not run into the discs so much. So if you're wondering why this looks different, it's still my same binder here, or I use a happy planner, but still the same budget book. I just moved some things around to be a little bit easier. So we are looking at June, and let me make sure you guys can actually see the whole month this time. I know my last video I was cut out just a little bit, so uh-oh, sorry, I hit the light. I'm trying to move it out. There we go. Sorry, you guys. Okay, here is a look at June. We've seen this already once before, but we are officially getting paid here June 2nd. So you can see we get paid on the 2nd, the 16th, and the 30th. The 30th is not a paycheck I will count as part of my June budget, just because it literally covers one day in June, and at that it covers one bill for all of June. So yeah, so technically we get paid 3 times, but we'll still only have two paychecks in this budget for June. So magic months are cool. I know everybody loves them. I do too, but I've always felt like I don't ever have as much extra money when I get 3 paychecks. I don't know why it seems that way, but in reality, I guess I do, because we tend to have like less bills each paycheck. So I guess, I don't know. But anywho, so this is my monthly spread. If you're new to my channel, I do use a big happy planner, and I use the months that come in the happy planner. And then I take out the rest of the planning guts, if you will, and I print off the Budget Mom workbook and add it to the happy planner. So I use a big happy planner, and I use the expander discs. Otherwise, that just wouldn't work. This thing is so big and bulky. I'm thinking that next year, when the planners for this year go on sale, I think I'm going to buy another big happy planner, and just kind of work through quarters of the year, so it's a little bit easier to work with. But anywho, you guys could care less about that, right? Let's get into the budget. Okay, so we're going to get paid on June 2nd, and we are going to be looking to pay everything in purple. So I do use the highlighter method. And so what that means is I just write down every bill that I have for the month, and then I highlight it by what needs to get paid by what paycheck. So we are going to be paying everything in purple. Okay, now let's pull out the paycheck bill tracker, and I'm going to just move the binder off to the side, so that we have a little bit more room. Except I'm struggling. Give me a second here. let me zoom you back in. Sorry, moving the camera a little bit, you guys. Not ideal, I know. Okay. And I don't know, are any of you guys like this? It's hard for me to just like write on one piece of paper. So I'm gonna grab another piece of paper. Maybe it's just because I'm so like heavy-handed that I feel like I always like poke through the paper. But anywho, okay, so we are expecting pay number 1 and pay number 2, and my kids should pay their insurance. So this one, it's kind of been throwing me off because they get paid on the opposite weeks of my husband and I, so I've been trying to figure out if they're like within this pay period or not. But so my husband and I both work full-time. We both get paid on the same day every 2 weeks on the same Friday. And so we are a full-time 2-income household. Our household, it's my husband and I, and we have 6 children, and our oldest has moved out. So we, family of 6, but we're a household of 5 these days. Okay. All right. So for pay number 1, we're just going to expect all of our usual. So $2,700 for pay number 1. And for pay number 2, I always budget for the minimum that could be. And so we're gonna budget for $1,700. And then my 2 older kids each pitch in $60 for their car insurance. So we will expect $120 in total from the 2 of them combined. So that is the income we anticipate. Let's go ahead and add that up. So $45.20 is what we're looking at. And this is for June 2nd of 2023. Okay. Normally I have pre-filled this out and I didn't this time, you guys, so we're going to do it together, which I apologize because sometimes that makes for a bit of a longer video. But let's just go ahead and fill in what we've got, and then we'll come back on the amounts. Okay, so we're going to pay. So this is where we kind of see the break in the magic month. I always split my mortgage payment up into 2. So I will take out half each paycheck of the month. And so now that we have 3, there's going to be 1 paycheck where we're not going to have to pull out half of the mortgage because we have that extra paycheck. And remember, we're pulling out in June, we're setting aside our mortgage to pay July, right? So, the way I worked it out is we're going to go ahead and get half of that out of the way for this first paycheck. So that will be on 6/2, and that is going to be for $11.50. Okay, and then we have our internet bill that's due, and gotta love that. We kind of had like this lifetime lock-in, which I guess doesn't really exist because last month I didn't get any sort of like notification or heads up saying, hey, we're going to increase the cost of your internet. It just went up $10. So it used to be $50, so it looks like now our internet bill is $60. So yay, gotta love that. And we our town, we live like we're literally connected to a large city, and so you would think we had more internet options, but we have 2 and neither of them are great. So we have CenturyLink, which they're fine. I don't love them, but it works, and the other option is not any better, so we just kind of stick with what we know. And we also don't have like good I don't know what they call that, where you get higher speeds. Like we have the highest available and it's like nowhere near the highest my mom has, like 3 blocks away in the city. So that's funny, but it works. Okay, so then we have Okay, so we paid off our Amazon card, but we did do some spending on that card that I want to pay back right away, and this will pay that off. So I'm going to plan for 100 towards our Amazon card. I don't know, my husband needed something for, I don't know, something for camping in the tent, and because we have a like a hard shell rooftop tent on our truck, and so he needed some, I don't know, he needed something to like lock that down or something. So we just put it on the Amazon card, and I said I'll just pay it off the next paycheck and call it good. So I'm gonna put that in there, and then that balance will be back at 0. Let's see. And I think it might be a little less than that, but I'm just going to plan for the 100. So, okay, then we have a subscription. That is $6. And we have our gas bill for our home. This is definitely the lowest this has been in our home since we've moved in. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, our utilities have been, oh my gosh, I'm afraid to even say it, knock on wood, halfway decent the last 2 months. Kind of some of the lower costs since we've moved into the house. So I don't know. My husband said something like he turned off some fan that was always on. I don't know if that's making a big difference, but I don't know. I'm just glad it's better, because I have always thought like we moved into, our old home was a 2-story. So we had like dual heating and cooling, which means there was like an AC and a heating element for the downstairs and an upstairs. So which was nice, because then you don't like, you know, a two-story homes, you run your AC all day and it's cold downstairs and it's still really hot upstairs. So the dual units kind of help limit that. So you weren't running your utilities quite as much, which was really nice. But we moved into a single-story home, and with the exact same square footage, I think maybe actually like 50 square foot less. So, but our utilities have been so much higher. And I don't know if it's just because this home is not as well insulated. The houses were built about the same time. So it's not like the age of the home. I don't know what it is, but the utilities in this house have been higher, and it's, you know, we're almost 2 years into our home. It'll be 2 years this November, and it still feels like we kind of haven't quite felt it out yet, but they are getting a little better. So, okay, our gas bill is going to be $48. And then, remember, I have a payment plan for our federal taxes this year, and that is going to come out on the 10th. Hopefully. I was anticipating it last month and it never came out, you guys. So maybe June is the month. So we'll see. I'm going to plan for the $131 there. Okay. Something new that you guys are going to see. I am going to have to do a, when we do our debt update for May, it's not going to be quite as exciting. Well, I guess May will be fine, but June's debt update, you're going to notice a difference. We did have something come up where we didn't have enough in the emergency fund, and so we didn't have enough in like savings and the emergency fund combined, so we did have to take out a personal loan, unfortunately, which is not ideal when we've been trying to pay off debt. But you know, I struggled with this a lot. The last couple weeks has been mentally tough and draining as far as budgeting and income and just finances go. Just beating myself up a lot, and I don't want to do that anymore. I guess this is life, and sometimes, you know, things are going the way that we want them, and sometimes we have a little setback. So this is going to be a little bit of a setback, but it doesn't mean that our journey stops here. It doesn't mean that we've done anything wrong. It just means we hit a little rock in the road, and that's okay. We're gonna, you know, get around the rock and get back on the path. So we did have to take out a personal loan. So we did add to our debt, And I'll go over the details of that when we do our debt update. But that payment is going to be $150 a month. And then we have our electric bill also on the 10th. And this, I was shocked because we have had the air on the entirety of May. But I guess, yeah, I think this would have been May's bill. I don't know. I never know how the utility bills work. Maybe this is from April where we didn't have air going, but I don't know. I'm just glad to see it's only $161. It was higher than that in the wintertime, you guys. So I don't freaking know. I'm telling you, I don't understand the utilities in this house. It's impossible to even make a guess, honestly. And we're coming into summertime where our electric bills can push almost $400 with the AC, you guys. So yeah, well, we'll just see. We have our Apple TV subscription, which I would love to cancel because I don't think we ever watch Apple TV, but I don't know, it's just one of those things that's there. And that's $8. We will also have our water bill, which is due the 14th. And I, excuse me, I actually have not received my water bill yet, and we are watering the lawn. So, shoot, I'm gonna plan for 130, but it has the potential to be less or more, honestly. We'll see. What else do we have? We have that city number 2 card that we did the balance transfer on. And what did I plan to pay towards that? I think I had budgeted $200. We'll see if that works out. I may need to adjust that. Then we have our car insurance, which this one just kills me. $639. So July is our last month of the policy. Our policy renews in July, so this is the last month of the current policy. And I was told that once my son turned 22, which he did this year, his rates will come down to like kind of normal adult rates. He'll be out of that teen rate. And so I'm hoping that this is going to improve, but that's a big hope, and I won't hold my breath. So we'll just see. And then we have our Apple Music subscription, which is $19. Okay, that looks like everything, you guys. Let's go ahead and add all of that up. Okay, looks like $2,802. Let me do a double check, you guys. Yep, okay, $2,802 is our bill total. And if we take that from the $42.52 we're expecting from income, that leaves us with $14.50. I knew I didn't write that. Oh my God. Did I? That's not even almost right. What in the world? What in the world? Oh boy. Okay, let's fix our income. 4520. I just made up some totally random number up there. Okay, minus the 2802, 1718. That seems more like it. Okay, so we're gonna bring that on down to our variable expenses, and we're gonna go ahead and take care of those next. And let me just move you guys again. I need to, for all of my YouTube budgeters out there, leave me some recommendations below on what you're using for like your recording equipment, and if you have anything you recommend. Right now I just kind of have it on a ring light stand, and it's kind of hard to move like in and out of the frame, but you know, it's working. Okay, so looking at okay, what do we have? We have groceries. We set aside money for Costco, gas, like house and beauty, miscellaneous. We do mom and dad spending. We do water, and we do takeout. Is that everything? I feel like it is, you guys. Yeah, okay, I think we got them all there. Okay, so for groceries, we're gonna these are all typically the same, you guys. We're still gonna budget our $300. Costco's gonna get $200. We are due for a Costco trip, so we'll fill this on Friday, and then we'll go do our monthly Costco trip. Gas is gonna get the $175. That's been hanging in there okay for us. And then house and beauty and miscellaneous are both gonna get their usual $40. Our mom and dad spending is gonna get its $400. And again, I know this is kind of new. We've combined a couple of categories there just to simplify my life a little bit. So, and then water is gonna get $38. And this water, if you're new to my channel, I always feel like I need to explain this. This water is our home water bill, and then this we pay for, you know, drinking water in our big gallons or whatever. So that's what that is. Takeout is gonna get $100. That one always makes me chuckle because we hardly ever stick with that, but we're trying. Okay, let's add all these up. $12.93. Let me just do a double check. $12.93. Okay, guess that's right. Feels like a strange number. Okay, so then we'll take $12.93 from the $17.18. Whoops. Oh lordy. You guys, I'm sorry. I'm struggling this morning. Okay, we got there. We have $425 left to go to debt and savings. That is terrible writing, and sorry for the turning. You guys know my left-handedness. I've got to move it a little bit. Okay, so debt is usually our priority. So we'll take a look at that first, and then we're going to do some sinking funds. So for our debt, I would, okay, this is the part that always kind of throws me because it's like, what should we do? So, and then let me see if we have anything that's a debt snowball here. Technically, we should have had that Amazon, but that's got to actually go to Amazon. So we're losing a little bit of that debt snowball just this one time. And that's okay. That's just life. So, let's see. And I think that was, oh, I've got my Pandora. That is part of the debt snowball. So that's just $30 there. And then $25 for the Bank of America. So we at least need $55. So I think what we'll do is for debt snowball, we're gonna budget an extra $100 to put towards debt. And then we have had to spend a little from our emergency fund. Kind of goes back to that personal loan. We didn't have the full amount, but we did take a little bit from there just to offset some of that, a smidge. So I do kind of want to work on replacing that a little bit. So let's do emergency fund down here next. And I'll go back and do all the math. Let's put $100 back into that. Normally because I was thinking I'd throw 200 at the debt snowball, but I think I want to split it that way. Okay, so we have 425, so let's bring that up here to the debt. And so that's going to leave us with 325, and then let's bring the 325 down here to the savings. Hopefully I'm on camera there. And then that's going to leave us 225. Okay. And then let's bring, let's bring the 225 up here to sinking funds to end it out. And we are going to put money into Christmas. We have so many sinking funds. I don't really care to break them all down onto this. And you guys always see how we end up divvying it up in the cash stuffing video, so I think that works fine. And then I do want to put a little bit to some savings challenges, and then the rest sinking funds. So you're going to notice a change. We had our priority sinking funds have always been softball and Christmas, and we've had a big change. My daughter, who was playing softball, was jam-packed. Her team is pretty costly and they travel a lot, and so we anticipate a lot of expense for that. And she decided last week that she did not want to play this summer. So that's been really hard to deal with. I don't know why. I think I do. If I've talked to my husband about it a lot, and I still kind of get emotional, just because I love for her to play. I think it's a great opportunity, and she does love the sport. So I don't know if she just got burnt out, or if maybe she's just struggling with some other stuff, and that was just, maybe sports and softball was a thing that kind of pushed whatever she's dealing with, pushed her over the edge. And so that's the thing that needed to go. And so it's hard because you want to support your kids as much as you can, but you also want to push them. And so it's hard to find what's that boundary as a parent, right? So she's opted to take a break, and so that is what we are going to do for the summer. So we are not going to be stuffing anything into softball, and we do have quite a bit of money in there, and I just haven't decided what we're going to do with that, if we're going to reallocate it somewhere else or just leave it in case she comes back to it later. I think that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, but one thing I do know is I am going to pull a little bit of that money out of there to pay for driver's ed for her for the summer. So we'll see that later in the month of July. But yeah, I think we're still kind of working through some stuff, and I don't want to make any rash decisions. So for now, that money will just stay in there, but we're not going to put anything into it this time. So we'll have a little bit more to put towards some saving challenges and our other sinking funds, which is good. So, okay. Sorry for that. I'm a person too, and it's funny, right? This really, you think finances is finances, but it's so much more. It really attaches to almost every aspect of your life outside of finances too. In some way, finances tie into that, and so that's why I think, budgeting and stuff is just, it's kind of part of just being a well-rounded person. I can't think of the words. it's like when we talk about, like, as a nurse, right? Like, I'm a nurse, so we talk about, we don't always just heal the body, we're healing the soul. Like, we're not just caring for a body, like a meat sack, right? We're caring for the person as a whole, their mind, their soul, their inner being. And so finances really attaches to that too. And so I think when you've got this wholeness around your finances, and it's, you know, we spent a lot of years just kind of burying our head in the sand and just swiping the card and hoping things would go through. No sense of budget or saving whatsoever. And it was just chaos, you know, it always just felt like chaos. And this, like, budgeting has just brought so much more peace, if that makes sense. Even when it's hard and you have setbacks, it still provides this sense of peace. Okay, I will get off that soapbox. Probably not even why you guys are here, but hopefully you're connecting to me as a human too. Like, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm my own person. I'm a human too, I'm not just a budget. But anywho, okay, Christmas. Let's put $100 to Christmas, you guys. And let's do, I would love to do $50 into savings challenges. So we've got 225 minus 100 minus 50. That leaves us 75 to divvy up through our other sinking funds, which I think will be perfect. And again, if we have some more income coming through with our second pay, we'll have a little bit more hopefully to throw at either debt, savings, and sinking funds, or all three together even maybe. So we'll just have to wait and see. We should know by tomorrow if that will be better. But anywho, there is a look at our June 2nd budget, you guys. If you made it this far, thanks for hanging in with me with all of my emotional up and downs in this video. Who would have thought you'd ever get that in a budget with me? But yeah, thanks again, you guys, so much for being here, supporting me, just encouraging me, and us. It means a lot to me. And the YouTube channel it's great. It's great communicating with you guys and getting support, and it's been so helpful. So I'm so glad that I did it. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, leave me any questions, comments you might have down below, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.